Greetings, TheWarOwl greets you, and welcome to another episode of Matchmaking Academy, where you are the star for all the wrong reasons. But don't worry, we're going to figure out what those reasons are and help you improve at Counter-Strike Global Offensive. This is our hero today, Pizza Dude 69 420 No Meme. Great. A name like that, I'm sure this is going to be brilliant, guys. This is going to be a great one. He's a legendary Eagle player, Dust2, and he had some questions about playing long A on Dust2. Oh my gosh! That wasn't so bad. All right, guys, here's our analytical hats on. Throws the flash. That flash does hit the opper, pushes him back. He now knows there's a player there. He knows an opper there. Pushes out. He's like, teammates, come on, let's do this thing. Teammates get in position. He's like, all right, time to push. He's doing everything right now, except he may not be using very good use of his utility. And then he peeks that position. We'll talk about that a little bit. I'm going to hop in game and talk about taking long A on Dust2, and then we'll talk a little bit about peeking that position like he did. I'm a terrorist, and I want to play long A on a solo queue. If you can't rally your teammates together to push out there, and let's say they're putting 3 players out there to hold it off early on, it doesn't make sense for you to try to take it solo. I don't think you're going to be able to make anything happen. So it is okay to be the player, to hold long more passively in case they try to push through it. It's not a very exciting position, but it is very useful for the team as you're playing the map and moving around and getting ready for your bomb site take and going for picks. Now, if you feel like they aren't playing a lot of players there, like they were in your game where there was only one player watching it, it's best to rally your teammates together. You did a really good job with your flash through Skylight to get yourself out there. So there isn't really much more we have to talk about there because you already knew what to do in that situation. But just for explanation's sake, generally you're going to have at least 2 people working on long. The first person's going to run out and go for that pick as quickly as they can. The second person should be throwing this flash. And that flash, as they're running, as he comes out, should be in a position so that if a player is playing this spot, it'll hit them, and in a place so that it's not too low, it's not too out of the way to the point where it's actually going to hit them. So let me show you what this looks like. So that'll get them as like a little bit of a flash. They'll see it coming, and they might do this and then try to strafe. That's exactly the moment that you need to push out there and take that spot, and if they try to repick, you can just tap them in the head. So very common scenario, very, very common. You can even move out a little bit further to throw them off, because a lot of times players holding this spot will just do like that, right? If you push out a little bit further, you may be able to throw them off as well. So use this entire area to your advantage as you push out here. Now you also have to worry about players who have pushed out to pit or have tried to push up close. Even if you're running at full sprint, sometimes you're not going to be able to see that player get by completely, and he'll be able to get over to the pit in a position. So as you're finally moving out, you got to watch out for him, right? Now there's another thing you can do to help with getting you out there immediately, and that's smoking off the position. The way that I like to throw this is I just come over here and stand in the middle. I look kind of at this door, and then I look up so that it lines up with this light post horizontally. Kind of like right there should be good. And we'll see where this goes. Maybe I'll screw it up. It was supposed to bounce. And you can see this will block off. If there's an op player playing this position, he's going to move over here. This is the next logical spot for him to go. So you don't have to deal with that crazy angle. You have this much better angle to work with, where also, even if he tries to strafe back, you can then get him through the smoke. Also, he's way more prone to flashes. So sometimes throwing that smoke is really useful, but you may want to actually conserve your smokes. Now our boy already got all the way out here. He flashed that opper back. He took the position, which is awesome. Now there's lots of little cheap spots. Later in the game, sometimes players will chill back here. Sometimes it makes sense later to check this corner. They're not always going to be there, though. This is a very common spot you have to worry about. Very cheesy spot up by this blue dumpster. Look at this. Easy place to strafe and hold this and get behind cover. And just chill here and wait until you decide to cross that threshold. What I like to do on eco rounds is if I can get up close like this, I'll sit here with a P250 behind this barrel, and I'll try to pop people in the head at close range as they come around. So you may want to watch out for that as well. Another spot is right here. This is really nice around this corner because as you're moving out, you're kind of clearing. You're clearing like this, and then you're moving over to blue. As you move over to blue, I would watch this spot right here because sometimes it's something that I like to do is chill right here and kill players as they make the gauntlet to try to get over to the blue dumpster. And of course, very obviously, you got to deal with a player inside of the pit. This is another incredibly common spot, very difficult to deal with. A lot of flashes to take long. You need like a constant barrage of flashes. There's a lot of good ones to throw. Not gonna like just go bogged down and show like a million flashes for this. Let's keep going. So let's say you take this position. The next spot he had to deal with, and this was a personal thing for him, was the op player at car. Now this is difficult to deal with, but you can easily get back in the corner here and throw a flashbang through this, which is really nice. And then as it goes off, after you throw it, you can walk up, you can peek this spot, you can even hold this angle. So he has to peek again. He might even jump up here. He can jump scout from that position. Well, let's get a jump out, or a jump out. Let's get a scout out for demonstration purposes. I like to do this. This is fun. So as they come around, you can be like, bam! But yeah, you gotta worry about this player. If you do have a Molotov, and remember, Molotovs are only 400. That's 100 more than a hand grenade, 100 more than a smoke grenade, so it does make sense on T's side to purchase it. If you get a Molotov, this is a difficult Molotov to throw, so I might not get it on the first try here in demonstration. But you can hop up on this, okay. Let's chill with that for a sec. You can throw this flash through here, come up close, and then you can throw an easy peasy Molotov right there. And that'll force the player out. Easy kill, right? A Molotov for this position pretty much gives you an easy kill if you can do it. But if you don't want to peek that angle, and you don't have a flash, let's say you don't have a flash, you can hop up on this barrel. This is really tough. This is honestly really tough. And do a jump throw. I like to look right here so that it's a little bit up when I get to the top. Please work. Hey! Let's see if I'm dead in the corner. Yes! It works perfectly. All right, I did it on the first try. I'm super proud of myself, guys. So that's like the basics of taking that. We're not gonna go any further because we got more demo to look at, guys. One more thing that I think is really good to talk about, based upon what we saw in the demo, how the player played this angle right here. So we kind of knew the player was there. He knew he was opping because of how he played it, and this is how you play against an opper. It was really nice. He did something wrong, though. We'll get to that. So he went, boop, right? He shoulder peeked it. So he can get an idea. He can see if somebody's there. It can also bait out an op shot. But what happened was he shoulder peeked, and then the opper saw him. So the opper was like, all right, I'm going to hold this angle because I know he's going to peek again, right? He then wide peeked a little bit. He went pretty far out there. That just comes down to movement control, and the opper was able to really easily pick him off. I think it was a little bit foolish of him to do that. If you shoulder peek and the opper shoots, then you can push out a little bit wide and you can hold that angle so that if he tries to peek again, you can pop him. Or you just hold this angle and you know he's stuck there. He has to do something, right? He has to try to push out or he try to flash himself out or just sit there and you've got a player trapped, which is really nice. So one thing you may want to think about trying to learn how to do is do a little bit of pre-shooting. So you turn the corner, pop, and go back, but you do it quickly, so it's like that. Don't be afraid to do that. Even if you don't think anyone's there, even if you see nothing, don't be afraid to go pop. So it's like you're sort of shoulder peeking, but you're throwing a round down with it. So you can get some crazy headshots with it, upset people, make yourself look really good. That's something I think that this player might want to think about working on. Again, just think about, okay, he's probably holding that with the op. It's probably time to back off and not peek that again. And also, try to go for that boop, 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 because it's always fun when you hit those. Let's be honest. His favorite fish is the swordfish because it's a fish with a sword on its face, which, yes, that is very cool. I mean, it'd be cool if humans had swords on their faces. Well, have you seen Owen Wilson? Yes, I made a big nose joke. Now check this out. Second chance at long A, buddy. He flashes his teammate out like we talked about before, helps him push out, but look, CTs aren't even watching it. So the Ts decide, I know, let's do a split A. And they throw their smokes. We saw them throw the smoke for the cross right now. One of them, I think, is a little bit too far. Yeah, that one's kind of in a weird position. I think that was the one that our guy threw as well. Now, look how much time they're taking. They haven't really taken much position right now. Their smoke is already down. Now they're getting ready to push. That smoke's going to start to clear pretty soon. The flashes go down. Player in the site is flashed, as well as Pizza Dude. Pizza Dude kind of panics, falls back. Let's pause for just a second. That smoke just cleared. So Pizza Dude now probably wants to think about having a re-smoke come down. The only other player with a smoke left is Wave, who is playing at short A right now. So if he can smoke it from short for the cross, that would be awesome. Otherwise, they're kind of in a bad position and he has to take a bad engagement, which is a player inside of CT spawn. He immediately goes for that bad engagement, not even flashing it. He has a flash left. And look, again, does that thing where he wide peeks and kind of stands out there. He tried to strafe a little bit back and forth, but really put himself at a, I would say, disadvantageous situation. And again, in Counter-Strike Global Defensive, never put yourself in a fair fight. Always try to get the upper hand, and that was just a bad situation for him. And I think the main mistake there, besides the little movement and shooting mistakes that they have, just a bad place for the bomb to go down. Oh no, that was sad to watch. That was a tough one. But yeah, I think the main mistake was that they took so long to cross, and we saw 2 smokes go down at the cross. One of them was actually off. So if they had one player smoke it, and then if something bad happened, like they got flashed off, the second player could throw the other smoke down and re-smoke it for them to finally cross. That, I think, was the big mistake right there. Big thanks to Pizza Dude 69420 No Meme for sending in the demo. Please change your name. You're a disgrace to humanity. But thank you for sending in the demo, and I hope you improve. Let's get an owl vision. And there it is, the P90, the pro noob spray down machine. Wow, I can't believe that works at the Eagle level. If you learned something from this video, please like it. Thank you so much for watching. I am TheWarOwl, and I still have no closer. I've kind of stopped caring if people are sending in demos for their own reasons, like trying to show off or something. I just wanted to talk about this topic, and I thought you guys could learn a little bit from it, so I picked a demo. I did a video. I don't care. I'm just going to pick the demo that's going to make the best video.